How are we doing, guys? Thanks for joining me in the stream tonight. I hope it's going to be a good one. Yeah, it should be. It should be. Chris, I'm glad you sorted it out in the end. You were struggling to buy a membership there. You'll have access to early. You get to see the videos a bit earlier than everyone else. And of course, we have the member stream every 2 weeks after the regular stream. Okay, so I'm glad you sorted it out. Right. Okay. Almost 100 in already. That's good news. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed that stream I did from Chatham last week. That was quite a good signal, quite a good reception. What was it you say, reception signal? And yeah, that went really well. Very casual and good numbers in there. So, right, okay, let's start as we mean to go on. Just, do you know what I've noticed? You know, I've lost this weight. I've lost about 12 kilos. Somebody said to me the other day, they said, "Oh, you look older, Peter." And I'm like, really? And you do. When you're a bit podgy, your skin is stretched. And I don't know if you can notice, you see a bit of skin there now. I never used to have that 4 months ago. I'd rather lose the weight because it's healthy. I'm down about 12.5 kilos now. But you do get a bit of an older look. But I mean, I'm 64. I can't be a handsome man forever, right? Okay. Chris, say hi to you. First one in tonight. Good evening, and making sure everybody behaves themselves. Chris, moderator there. Real Deal TV. How you doing? Anders Bergman, hi. Macmillan Nurse, usual faces in, right? Hey, Peter, from a very hot Saudi Arabia, just out of surgery to remove a cancerous skin lesion. Ooh, nasty. Take my advice, people, and use sun cream. A lesson I learned too late. You know, I must be very lucky because I spent a lot of years in hot countries. I spent 3 or 4 years in the Middle East, the UAE, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Bahrain. You know, and I'd spend all day on the beach, no protection on my skin. I was younger, and yeah, I mean, I got a few of the, you know, you get these kidney kind of brown spots when you're older, don't you? But there's nothing on there. I haven't got anything as far as I know. Touch wood. Okay. Yeah, but it's good advice. You know, these days it's quite easy. Maybe the sun is different. Maybe the rays are different now with pollution or the ozone lane or something. I don't know. All right. Donald Trump, how you doing? Good to see you in. Daniel Robini. Hi, Peter. Hello, Mongers. Ready for a new adventure. Good stuff. Innovations. Looking forward to today's chat. Franco, how you doing? Am I allowed to say where you are at the moment, Franco? Okay, right. Let me put these up. The currencies are taking a little bit of a hammering at the moment. The baht's quite strong. I was really lucky. I said last week, I brought over a bunch of money about a month ago when the rate was very good. I had a fixed rate on the pound of 46.80 to the pound. Today it's about 44 something, and I've noticed the dollar slipped quite a bit as well. The US dollar was 36 and a few satang. I think it's about 35 now. So you only really notice it if you bring quite a large amount of money over. I mean, if you bring a couple of thousand on holiday, it's not such a big deal, but I bring enough over to live on for the whole year, so I hit it just right, thankfully. Oh, I've lost my place now. Where were we? Right, Daniel Rubino. A month ago, I caught myself thinking girls seem different and immediately slapped my face twice. Okay. Okay. Paul Hoskins, sourdough, ducky, Peter. How you doing, Paul? No name. Hey, guys. 7 weeks left till the trip. 7 weeks. So you'll be here in 7 weeks. We're coming up to the end of August now, aren't we? So June, July, August, September. June, July, August, September. So you'll start. It'll be first week into October, which is the beginning of high season. I can really notice a difference now where I live. There's a few restaurants around here, and in high season, you walk past them around 7:30 to 9 o'clock. You can't get a seat. You know, there's just no seats available. And now I did a little short on Facebook the other day. I was in Det 5, and about 9 p.m. it's normally packed. I think there was 3 tables in there. One of them was the one I was on. I really noticed it. But apparently, when I was down in Pattaya a few weeks ago, I didn't head over to Soy Buakhao because I didn't rent a motorcycle, a scooter. I just stayed on the beachfront because when I go down there now, I'm trying to stay in different hotels to do hotel reviews. So you guys have got like a backup plan if it goes wrong. You can see what they're really like. The problem is with booking.com and Agoda and all those sort of sites, you go on there and they show you pictures and videos of the room, but they're always dressed up. It's always their best room. When you've got a guy who just goes and stays in a hotel and gets a standard room, they don't know who I am, and I can really video it as it is, then you get the real picture of what it is. So I'm booked September to go to Pattaya again for 2 nights. I've booked into a completely different hotel, this time on the beach road on Soy 3. And then I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to drive to Chatham, because I like Chatham. A lot of people might find that quite boring, Chatham, but I like it. It's nice and quiet, but it's got everything I need. And I'm going to try and rent a a room or something, just as a second place to get away. You can get something for 4,000 or 5,000 baht a month there, even Hua Hin. But I'm going to drive right round the Gulf of Thailand. So I'll start off from the beach road in Pattaya, drive all the way up through Bangkok on the express highway, and then back down again. It's about 185 miles with stops. I'm thinking that's going to take me about 5 hours, so that's going to be a long old haul. Right, let me just get rid of this. Okay, yeah, welcome, Chris. Glad you sorted it out in the end. Good stuff. Right, Deke, I'm sitting here watching the rain outside in Glasgow, wishing I was in Thailand. Well, we had a hell of a downpour last night. I mean, torrential. I was sitting in my lounge, and I actually like it when I'm indoors. I actually like it when there's a thunderstorm. And I was sitting on the couch I just cooked something, so I was sitting on the couch. I had I've got a patio door that goes onto a balcony, so I had that open. And the sky's just opening up. It was like somebody put a hose pipe on. I mean, it's absolutely torrential. But of course, the big difference between here and Scotland is I can sit here I'm not rubbing your nose out, I'm just stating a fact, is I can sit on the sofa, have the patio door open, no rain's coming in, and it's, you can see the lightning and everything. It's quite nice to be inside when that happens. It's still warm, but in Glasgow, if you opened your patio door or your window, you'd freeze to death, wouldn't you? Smooth operator. Hi, Peter. Great hotel review video. I really enjoyed watching it. Okay, so there'll be 2 more coming towards the end of September. 1 more in Pattaya, and I'm going to do another one in Chatham. I know Chatham's not as popular, but if you ever head to Chatham, at least you've got a choice of 3 or 4 hotels that I've done. Martin Ryder, how you doing? Okay. Right, Jesse, how are you doing? On your way to work, I believe, from your messages earlier. Hello, Peter and everyone. Let's get that thumbs up button smashed. Absolutely. That's absolutely doesn't cost anything. Hobson's Choice, even all, been a bit of a struggle this week. Appetite poor and not feeling great. Hopefully the stream will help. Just got to keep on going. What's actually wrong with you then, Hobson's Choice? Been a bit of a struggle this week. Appetite poor and not feeling great. Okay, just a bit under the weather, are you, or food poisoning, or what's going on with you? John Atkinson, hi Peter from miserable Manchester. I'll tell you what, there's some stuff going on in the UK now, isn't it? What an utter liar that Keir Starmer is. If you're not British, if you're not from England, we've got a new Prime Minister, and he's the biggest liar. I don't normally talk about politics, but he's the biggest liar we've ever had. I mean, he was, he's all these taxes he said he wasn't going to cut. He'd only been in a month or so, and he's taken away the pensioners' winter fuel bill. He's a nightmare. I don't think he'll last. I think they'll oust him, even his own backbenchers and front benchers, whatever you call them. But he's a bloody nightmare. Awful person. Somebody asked him what a working class family meant to him, and he didn't know. He couldn't describe it. His answer was like, oh, somebody who goes to work and gets a salary. And he was the chief prosecutor in the UK who didn't prosecute Jimmy Savile because he said there wasn't enough evidence. So they must have been good mates. Deke, welcome, Nicholas. Huggy Bear, hi Peter, I hope you're well. Yeah, very well, thanks, Huggy Bear. Nicholas, John, the weather is bad here in Edinburgh. Went to Edinburgh Castle once, that was nice. Richard Woolley, hi Peter and the gang. Nicholas, and it's supposed to be summer. You did have a little bit of hot weather in the UK, didn't you? I was talking to somebody, and there was some nice weather. I don't know if you've noticed, but I think I finally, so after 5 years, I'm on a dinosaur. I think I've finally got the green screen just right. When you have a green screen behind you, you have to have the picture. When you put a picture of something behind you, like I've got here, Terminal 21 and everything, you need a green screen so you can cut away the background. But I always had a green halo along my body, not a halo, but a slightly green. I've just bought a load of new lighting from Lazada, and I think I've got it right this time. It actually looks not a bad picture at all. Right. Let me say thank you to, I believe that's Robert. Let's go all the way down. Robert, thank you, mate. Cheers, Peter, for the great reviews. Get a can or 2 on me. Thanks, Robert. Very generous of you. I will get a few beers in with that. Okay. And then who were we saying hello to then? Okay, Dogman. Hey, thanks for sharing. Okay, what did you think? I didn't get so many viewings on the veneer. I did a video about the veneers. I was telling you the last time I had 7 veneers done on my bottom teeth. Cost me about 90,000 baht. You see that? I didn't have pretty teeth, they were chipped and they didn't look great, but I made the decision to have them done, and I videoed everything and I explained prices and everything, but I only had not even 3,000 people watched it. I guess not everybody wants veneers, right? Deke says, Nicholas, it's Yeah, okay, I'll get that. I'll put that up there. Greetings from Grantham Links, JJ975, Margaret Thatcher Country. Dutch Buddha, hello to all. Have a good Sunday. Mike Braithwaite, hello, all you mongers and mongerettes. Nicholas, so windy here. Motel, all good, nice Chatham. When I did that video, when I did that live stream from Chatham, there was a few people who come on and said, "Oh, it's boring there." But I guess it would be if you're a guy who likes to go to Pattaya and you let your hair down, you come on vacation, you go around the bars, talk to the girls. Yeah, definitely Chatham will be boring for you. But for myself, you know, I mean, the go-go bars and stuff, the thrill of it all kind of wore off. It's worn off me now. I mean, I've done it, I've been there, and I just like you know, good food, nice bars, good company, that sort of thing. And it's cheap to live there. They've got a lot of restaurants, a few bars. You've got a Macro, Big Lotus, so you can get everything. And like when I do finally retire, you know, when maybe around, if I make it that long, if I'm like 75 or something, and I think, okay, YouTube's gone now and I'm on an old age pension, I probably will live in Chatham because I just like the buzz of the place. It doesn't have too many expats there. It's got a few. The roads, there's no traffic. I really like it. Hua Hin's good as well, but you know, Hua Hin can get congested with traffic as well, more than somewhere like Chatham. Okay, super nice. How you doing? Be happy, Pat. Yeah, thank you. I do read all your comments that you leave on the stories and what have you. Thank you. Okay, Dogman, thank you. David, how are you getting on down there in Jumpton? They put those palm trees back. David, let us know. When I was down there a few weeks ago, they were ripping out the palm trees to do some work in Jomtien. Happy Thailand Band live stream weekend, peoples. Let us know. I like them palm trees, and they ripped them all out. Seamus Doherty, been a while. Good to have you back. Paul Hoskins, did you go swimming in the sea at Chatham? I didn't, Paul. I was only there. The whole reason I stayed, I've never actually stayed in Chatham for a night. I stayed for a couple of nights. Normally what I'll do, I'll go to Hua Hin, and then if I feel like it, I'll drive through Chatham. It's on the way back. It's about 20 miles, half an hour north of Hua Hin. And I always just drive along the beach area, maybe have something to eat and go back to Bangkok. But what I did, I actually stayed there for 2 nights and I rented a scooter, which cost me 250 baht a day. And I wanted to have a look at the town just to see what it was about, because, you know, the beach is one thing, but I'm looking at possible locations when I eventually move out of Bangkok. And I really wanted to explore Chatham to see if it was just too small and it had nothing, or it had enough. And there is another YouTuber who lives there, actually. He's an older guy, JJ, he calls himself. I forget the name of his channel. If you know who I'm talking about, let me know. He's got a girl he's been with for years, Thai girl called Nat. Funny enough, Nat. I don't think his name's Dave. But he lives there, and he does kind of like retirement. He doesn't do anything like I do. He does retirement visas, all about retirement and stuff. And he's down there as well. But yeah, I like the place. And so I was planning to go down there for 4 nights because I'm going to try and find an apartment or a room. I just want a base because then I can put a TV in there, some of my clothes. I don't have to, you know, when you check into a hotel, when you got your own place, it's nicer. I mean, I'm not going to spend too much money. I'm not wealthy. But I was going to go down for 4 nights, but somebody I know, a friend, has come to Pattaya. So I thought, right, well, I'll do 2 nights in Pattaya and I'll do 3 nights in Chatham. So that's hence why the drive around the Gulf. Okay, we can talk about anything you want to talk about tonight, guys. If you've got a subject you want to bring up, as long as it's clean, not too you know, over the top, put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Dean Isan, hi to all in the stream. Hi, D. Good to see you in. What time is it now? We'll be at 15 minutes, 175 in. Good. Scuba Steve. Yo, Peter, you reached out to Ed with all being going on. Maybe put differences aside and remember the good streams in Garage. I'm not going to say anything because I've already explained this to everyone multiple times. I'll just leave it at that. Right, it's up to you. Hello, Peter and everyone. Prince Fergus, good morning, Peter. Proud of you. Keep up the good work, getting in shape. Thanks very much. I'll tell you what's happened now. When you first start, I wouldn't call it a diet, a lifestyle change. You really go for it. You know, you're aware, I don't want carbs today and this. But after kind of 4 months, I'm kind of losing very little now because I'm still keeping to the routine of going to the gym and trying to cut out the carbs. But I'll have the occasional sandwich. You know, I'll go for a curry now and again. But I just don't eat in the evening. You know, once I had 2 wraps today. I made a small steak, chopped it up with some onions and lettuce, wrapped it up, a little bit of Tabasco. Very, very nice. But I'm not I haven't overdone it. And it doesn't matter how hungry I get tonight. I'll go to bed late tonight. By the time I finish the stream and pack everything away, I'll watch an hour on the TV. And you just got to keep that lifestyle going. Don't overeat. Try and stay away from McDonald's and Burger King and that sort of stuff. Try and eat healthy, make my own food. And it must, it does work. Look at me, 12.5 kilos. That's quite substantial. It's up to you. How you doing? Jammy Smooth, is it? Hi from Hua Hin. Yeah, just talking about Hua Hin. There was somebody sent me a video today that there was an apartment for rent in Hua Hin for £125, which is about, I think it's about 5,500 baht. It's only like, really, it was one big room with a glass partition with the bedroom in there and stuff, but still £125 for a month. You could live down there on a pension. The Aussie dollar has been stuffed for years. It was, recently, yeah. About a month ago or so, it was quite high. It was 36 baht to the dollar, 36 and a few satang. Koh Samui, 49 days, I presume, till you return. No name currencies are getting hammered. Must know I'm arriving soon. Deek, you'll be here in 66 days and not counting, right? 2 months. 66 days sounds a lot shorter than 2 months, doesn't it? So you'll be here, August, September. Yeah, you'll be coming in high season just towards the end of October. Damon's here somewhere. Damon, he moderates. He went to Pattaya for about 10 days. He's now up in Buriram, and he will come and stay here. And I hope to have a drink with him because he normally stays at the Stable Lodge on Soy 8 for a night before he goes back. And normally we'll have a beer together. Hopefully he will contact me. I just don't know when he's coming back. Paul Hoskins, would you do a video on money saving tips in Bangkok? Yeah, can do, Paul. Good. The problem with money saving tips, most people who come out here, they don't want to come out here and save money. They want to, come out and have a good time, don't they? They've saved up for a holiday, so they know the level of spend they are. They book a hotel for say 1,000 baht a night, or 800 baht a night, or 1,500 baht a night, and that's their level. They know how many drinks they're going to have. They know where they're going to eat. I don't think most people who come here, they're not really scrimping and saving. I think people who live here are a lot more aware of what they're spending than people who come here on vacation. Christopher Tate, hi Peter, I hope you're well and have had a good week. Your dinner looked great. Oh, you seen that on Facebook, did you, Chris? Thanks a lot. It's just about being kind of inventive when you eat, because sometimes it's hard and think, oh, what shall I have for dinner tonight? And you just got to put a little bit more effort into actually shopping and getting the ingredients in and then making it. I make my own beef burgers as well, and they're so much better than what you get in, Burger King or McDonald's. Really good, tasty, lean meat, egg yolk and breadcrumbs to bind it all together. Just do them in the hand like that, freeze them. Brilliant. Stephen James, am I the only one who wants a strong baht? No, I don't think there's any. Why is that then, Stephen? You're the only one who wants a strong baht. Do you earn in baht? That's probably what it is, isn't it? Peter Koch, Peter, I loved your talk on Chatham and hoping to go there later in the year, but sorry, I did not know which hotel you were staying at. And if it's the one you recommend, I really love your reviews and talks. The hotel I stayed in, there's only in Chatham, there's a few girly bars. There's not many, and you're not talking about the A-listers or the B-listers. They're more like the C-listers, right? So there's a street of bars, and only about half of those bars were open, and they close at midnight. I don't know why midnight, but that's when they close. Well, the hotel I was staying in was right in the middle of that street. It was called something like Chatham My House. I think that's what it was, Chatham My House Residence or My House Hotel. And it was okay. But when I go down next month, I've booked into a different hotel, which is a little bit further down the beach, but close enough to the motorcycle rental place. That lady who had it's quite a good area there, actually, because you've got a few bars, good piece of beach, plenty of restaurants. And it's really important if you go there, rent a scooter because there's no taxis, or I didn't see any taxis. There's certainly no motorcycle taxi boys. There's no Songtel BART buses, anything like that. I didn't see anyone, not one. So, and it's a big spread out, the beach, it's a long beach. It's a good, if you like walking, Chatham is great. It's got a long, quiet beach, and you haven't got gangs of people, you know what I'm talking about, like that don't move out the way, and broken pavement and all that. It's really good walk. So it could be an option for you. But I'm going to do another review of a different hotel when I go down there this time. Okay, thank you, Robert. Right. Okay, let's get that up there. Richard Woolley, they are trying to kill off all the old folks and replace them with illegals. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? Okay, Paul, one of your jokes again. Hobson's Choice, going for some tests tomorrow to check a few things, but felt lethargic, headaches, and just low mood. Doubt food poisoning, as not been eating much. Yeah, I think we all get like that sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and I don't want to get out of bed. Not very often, but sometimes I wake up and I think, oh, do you know what? I'm a bit fed up today. I spent 33 years with my family, my wife and my kids, bustling house. Every time I came home, there was noise in the house. And I spend a lot of time by myself now. I have got friends, of course. I meet viewers when I can. But, I'm here by myself. I'm in an apartment. It's a nice apartment. I don't want to whine too much because people will say, look, you're moaning, you're in Bangkok. But when you live here and you live on your own, it can get a little bit lonely sometimes, especially if you're not into the bar scene. And I know I can go out, but I have to spend a lot of time in my apartment because the editing takes a long time and I don't employ anybody. I do it all myself. So a hotel review, for instance, might take me an hour to film, but it will take me with the music and the cutting out the bad bits and overlaying speech and doing the thumbnail and all the rest of it. It could take me a whole afternoon, So by the time I've woke up, had a coffee and a bit of cereal or something, come in here and start editing. You spend the day by yourself. I go up to the gym on the roof. Most of the time there's nobody in there, and you can, you can feel a little bit down in the dumps. I wouldn't say depressed because I'm not a person who really gets depressed, but some days I do get a little bit fed up. Some days I do get a little bit lonely. It soon goes away, sometimes I'll think, sorry, I've got to get out of here. And the best thing for depression, if you're one of those persons who does get depressed, because what happens is you lose your motivation to do anything at all. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. You can't be bothered doing anything. You think, well, I can't be bothered going here. Can't be bothered there. You can't even bother getting dressed or brushing your teeth or anything. I mean, I'm not that bad. I'm just saying. Okay. But I found whenever I've got fed up, like I said, I don't get depressed, but whenever I've woke up and I've felt fed up and I thought, I don't feel like doing anything, and I force myself up, I have a shower, have some breakfast, and I'll just get out. I'll walk around Terminal 21. I'll go and do a background video, where I walk around and just have the background videos for the stories. I'll do that. And when I come back, I feel 10 times better and I feel okay, so it's really important that you don't just kind of hide under a rock and go further and further down and just feel lethargic and fed up all the time. I mean, I'm not trying to preach or be a know-it-all, but I live on my own and I do get these feelings sometimes, and I've kind of worked out how to make those feelings go away. I'm starting to feel depressed now. Right, Andy Untold, Broken Dreams. Yo, how you doing? Right, let's have a bit of upbeat now. Kevin, 1, 2. Peter, can I ask, do you sometimes think about the COVID vaccination in years to come, the side effects, what it can see in years to come? I do actually, yeah. When COVID was around, I actually had, I think I had a total of 3, at least 3, maybe 4. And at the time, I used to think there was a few people, I was in the UK, right, obviously, there was a few people who didn't bother having the COVID vaccine. I thought, you're an idiot. That's what I used to think. But now I'm thinking, it takes years for drugs to get certified. When they come out with a new drug, I know they had to rush it because it's COVID, but it takes absolutely years and years and years till they develop a drug that works, and it has to go through a lot of testing process. How long was it with the COVID vaccines? 6 months, a year, and we all took them. What did they put into us? I mean, I feel okay at the moment, but yeah, I do think about it. I don't worry about it, but I just think, what did they put into me? Was it just something to make us all psychologically think that we were okay and it was actually no better than drinking sugar water? Or was it something that could do us some harm long term over the years? I don't know. Okay. No Name says, boring, staying for Rangrang. That's boring. No, I mean, I get out a lot, don't I? I've got the car and I've got the motorbike, so I have to stay here. I can't live, I can't live like 20 miles outside Bangkok because I meet a lot of viewers, and we hook up, and I like doing that. And I'd have to come in on the BTS. It cost me as well, wouldn't it, every time? I like this area. It's nothing about living around here. And I like I say, I go away a lot. Don't retire, Peter. I'd watch you at 75. Thank you, Shane. I don't mean retire where I just pack the whole thing. I don't think I'd ever get to the point where I think, I'll finish with YouTube now. I'm going to, that's it now. I wouldn't do that. But I'm sure, once I get older, when I'm sort of 70, 72, and I'm not really going into bars, and I'm, today I'm out on the seafront, I'm doing my 3-mile walk, and, people will start to get bored and the numbers will drop, won't they? But I'd like to think there's still some people who will hang on in there with me, keep me company, as it were. Right. The other thing is it keeps me busy. If I didn't have YouTube, I really would be bored. Jesse, I'm happy coming back. She has a visa interview third week of November. I'm definitely missing Thailand right now. Let's get some lunch at that new Indian spot you mentioned. Yeah. So when you come back, I'm very happy coming back. She has. Okay. So Jesse's been going through a living nightmare hell to get he has a Thai girlfriend who's been seeing for quite a while, and he's taken her back to the UK for a while. Not the UK, sorry, USA. He has had to jump through many humps, many hoops. Okay, what's happening tonight? He's had to jump through many hoops and get the paperwork done. I've had to do an American tax declaration to say I don't live in America. It was like War and Peace, with Google. But yeah, for sure, Jesse, when you come back, we'll hook up and we'll do a curry, a really spicy curry. Jim Leck, hi Peter, I'm there. What's that say there? Hi Peter, is there many English speakers in Sha'am? Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem communicating it, but then I do speak some Thai. When I order my food, it's in Thai, and but no, you won't have any problems where people won't understand you. The motorbike lady where you rent a scooter from, she speaks really good English. She was married to an English guy. She was telling me he died at 91 during COVID, so he opened a restaurant. He opened this motorcycle rental place. They were together for a lot of years. COVID came. He was old, 91. He died, and she carried. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but she's running the motorcycle place now. She's really nice. I said to her, she didn't take my driving license because normally they keep your driving license. And I said, aren't you going to keep? And she had a bowl of them driving license. She said, I don't keep the foreigners. She said, I keep the Thais, but not the foreigners. I would have thought it was the other way around. And I said, well, look, do I need to take photographs of it? Are you going to say these scratches weren't there? And she was like, no, this isn't Hua Hin. And she was really nice. But no, I mean, no worse than anywhere else. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. There's people speaking English there. I'm not reading that out, Paul. John Mitch, hi. 5 days till wheels up, flying business class. Oh, nice. On Air France to Thailand for a 2-month trip. Okay. Well, you can now, can't you? 60-day, you get the 60-day stamp at the airport. No, you don't have to do an extension. Shane, Jim Leck, you mean expats. Martin Ryder, YouTuber Richie Parkinson, MIA, suspects he's been deported. Okay, I don't know him, Martin. Robert Koch, guess what, Peter? PM has now said we're going to have bad times due to Labour paying the price of the mess of the Conservatives. What a liar, as you say, and promised us better, not worse at time. He's gone back on everything he promised he wouldn't do or he would do in his manifesto, and he is a total liar. I mean, even Rachel Reeves, she said until they got in power, she didn't realise what a black hole there was in the government, in the the finances, the public purse, as it were. And she herself said in a newspaper interview, I forget which newspaper, when she was asked about the state of the public purse, she said, well, you don't need to win an election to see how much is in the public purse. They're just total liars. Rachel Reid, and she's going to get a pension. I read somewhere she's going to get a pension when she retires, £163,000 a year. 163 that's a lot of money, is it? And I don't know if you know this. They stopped the pensioners' fuel allowance of £200 or £300 a month, whatever it is. Keir Starmer and all his gang, they get £56 allowance to have their breakfast when they're at the Houses of Parliament. Okay, so they're okay, right? Let's stop. Ivan Evans, good day, Peter. Thanks for the great tips when we met in the Red Lion in July. We had a really good holiday down in Hua Hin. Good. I'm glad about that, Ivan. Thank you. I'm glad you learned something. Ricky Travels. The only thing wrong with Hua Hin and Sha'am is that you don't get good sunsets over the ocean because it faces east. Also, too much traffic on the main road that cuts off access to the beach. No, I mean, the sunset thing doesn't bother me. Okay, I've seen lots of sunsets. What bothers me is how much I'm paying for the hotel, what the food is like, what the entertainment's like. I don't think the roads are really, it's not, the Pattaya is to get from Bangkok to Pattaya, it's so easy. It's a 2-hour run on a great highway. If you've got the easy pass where you don't even have to pay cash at the boxes, it's a milk run. I've done it, 100 times. It's great. Going down to Hua Hin and Sha'am is a little bit more challenging because it's not, they're building a highway up, elevated highway, and they've stopped work on it. It's been like that for a long time. If they ever do finish it, it'll be brilliant. But I've got a little trick I do. So when I never have a problem going down there. It's always coming back. The traffic's not great. So I've got a little trick. I'll either come back mid-afternoon, so I miss before the evening traffic starts, or I'll come back after that, like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I've never really had a problem. It's not, as I say, it's not as smooth as going to Pattaya, but it's not so bad that it would put me off going. It's the same as Rayong. When I went to Rayong, you're on the Pattaya Road, and about 3/4 of the way it splits up into a fork, and you go off to Rayong, and straight away the road is nowhere as good as the highway that goes to Pattaya. The only thing I don't like about driving to Pattaya, it's a fantastic drive down there, but as soon as you get to the outskirts of Pattaya, like Pattaya Klang, well, before that actually, third road, the traffic's horrendous any time of the day now in Pattaya. Right, Andrew, is it? Hi, Pete. I'm in Bangkok on the 25th of October. How is the weather that time of year in Bangkok and Pattaya? It's the best time of the year to come because we're now in the rainy season. We get a lot of rain. There was a landslide in Phuket. At least 10 people were killed. I don't know if you've heard about it. They've got terrible flooding in Phuket. It rained very, very hard here last night. And I mean, extremely hard. It's kind of frightening how much water comes out the sky. It's unbelievable. And but October, the rainy season has come to an end by then. The weather's cooled down. It's normally around 26, 27 degrees. When you sit in outside bars at night, you're not sweating your cob like you are now. The humidity never goes. You've always got kind of 85% humidity here in Thailand, but October is a good time to come. Hence why it's high season: October, November, December, January, and then you'd be surprised from the end of January until February, it heats up very, very fast. And July and August it's so hot. I know a lot of people, they don't leave their apartments in the afternoon. I don't like to go out in the afternoon. I time it so that I do the editing in the afternoon, because August, this time of year now, in the afternoon, you got the hot. I know it's a rainy season, but it doesn't rain day and night constantly. But you got the hot sun down on you really strong. The girls that have umbrellas to keep the sun off them. I know some Thais and a lot of foreigners, they just won't go out around midday to 4 o'clock. It's just unbearable. That's when I try, or if I do go out, I'll go and film a mall or somewhere that's air conditioned, and there's no way I'd walk around the park at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Andrew, how you doing? Long time since we've seen you in the stream. Hi, Peter. I'll be hitting the road again at the end of September. Wow, that's quite a list there. Then on to Thailand, see you in Bangkok, in Pattaya in October. Yeah, it'd be nice to see you again, Andrew. Have a beer. I was wondering what happened to you. I've seen you on Facebook. You're always arguing with me about something or other. But yeah, it'd be interesting to catch up. I know a few nice bars now. Chicken, I like eating butter off a knife. Okay, that's a bit random. Old Fogey Peter, where's the best place to eat in Pattaya? See, that's a good question, because you can't name a best place because it's so good for food in Pattaya. I think Pattaya is better than Bangkok because Pattaya is huge and spread out, and of course you can get everything here. But the good thing about Pattaya, it's all condensed, and I think the Western food, especially in Pattaya, is so good. You go to Kung's, you get the breakfast in Kung's, absolutely fantastic. You can get a roast dinner almost anywhere. Witherspoons, Cheap Charlie's, lots of places along Soi Buakhao, Time Bar. They'll do. You can get roast. It's a question I can't really answer because it depends what food you like. If you're going to go there and eat Thai food, there's some great pizza places. I did a review of a real Italian pizza place off. I think it was Soi, just before Soi. Yeah, it was Soi 415 on Soi Buakhao, opposite the Nature View Hotel. There's a gentleman's club there. I forget the name of it. Good food. One of the things I look forward to when I go down to Pattaya is really some Western food. And I asked somebody today, I said, where's the best fish and chip shop in Pattaya? Because I really don't know. Buster's apparently here is closed down. I did a video on it 2 weeks later. It was on 33/1, Buster's Fish and Chips. And I made a video, put it out there. People were like, yeah, when I come to Bangkok, I'm going to try it. And I suddenly started getting messages saying, oh, I went to Buster's today and he's closed. He's closed down, not just closed down. So I don't really know of a dedicated fish and chip shop here in Bangkok. There are Irish pubs and English pubs that have fish and chips on the menu, but they're not strictly fish and chip shops, right? And I was asking this guy in Pattaya, and I forget the name of the place, but when you Soi 8, the top of Soi 8, when you cross over, there's kind of like a row of kind of bars, and there's a street on each side of it. And apparently the street on the left down there's a traditional fish and chip restaurant. So I'm going to try that next time I go down there. I might do a little review from there just to see what the fish and chips are like. One thing I can't stand, it's very rare, but some fish and chip shops, if they don't take the skin off the cod, I hate, when you get a real nice piece of cod and they've left the skin on the underneath. I just don't like the skin. Okay, there's one for you there, Andrew. I'm not sure what that's all about. Is that the YouTuber? Motel, is it a good time to come out at Christmas? I go for the month. It's cool. Yeah, Christmas is good, and it's if you're on your own, Christmas in Pattaya is real. I hope you can hear me. This mic's quite far away. Yeah, Pattaya is good at Christmas as well. Again, other places could be a bit lonely if you're on your own. You know, if you're in, I don't know what the scene is like in Hua Hin or any other place, Khon Kaen, at Christmas, because I've done Khon Kaen, but I was in the hotel industry, so you know, obviously I hung out with the rest of the team in the hotel, but Pattaya in particular, they have a really good Christmas feel down there, you know, because any excuse for Songkran down there goes on for like 10 days. In Bangkok, it's 3 days, you know, the water festival. So any excuse for a party, yeah, they go for it down there. And in fact, you'll see all the bars will have little Christmas trees. The girls will all be wearing sexy red outfits, you know, fluffy bits all over the place. You know, everybody's saying happy Christmas to each other. Even the Thai bar girls, you know, like, happy Christmas. You actually get sick of hearing it, to be honest with you. But, you know, there's, you know, it does like a Christmas lunch. You get in, you put the silly hat on and stuff. So yeah, even on your own, there's a good atmosphere here at Christmas, especially in Pattaya. Okay, look, I just want to talk about something else now. You know, I'm in Thailand here, and I've always been promoting Thailand, not because I'm making any money from it. I make some money from YouTube, obviously, but I've teamed up with a company now in the Philippines. Now, a lot of guys who come out here and they date Thai women, one of the biggest problems they have quite a few problems, a lot of guys, but one of the major issues people have here is a lot of the Thai girls, they don't speak any English whatsoever. And what happens is, I've been, how many times have you been in a restaurant in Thailand and you're sitting there and there's a Thai girl there and there's a guy, a Western guy there, and they're not talking to each other, you know, they're not on the phones or anything, they're just eating and looking around because they can't communicate. So I've teamed up with this company called Christian Filipina Dating, and they're quite a big company in the Philippines. They have quite a lot of girls who are looking for boyfriends, husbands on their books. And I've actually put a link in the description. So because when I've only been to the Philippines once, but I do have a memory that a lot of the Filipinos, they speak great English, or at least you can communicate with them. So if you're a guy, you've been out here and you've dated a few times with Thai girls and it didn't really work out for you because of the language, or you just the cultural difference, you couldn't explain or understand her culture because of the language. You can only do so much with translation apps. One of the good things about having a Filipino girlfriend or a Filipino wife, I've watched Filipino YouTubers, so I'm not just relying on this one source, is the communication. If you don't understand something, a Filipino girl can explain it to you and you can explain what you've got to explain to her. Okay, so again, the website's called christianfilipino.com. There is a link in the description. That'll take you there. You can go and have a look at it. Not right now, because I don't want you to leave my stream. And the other benefit of going with christianfilipino.com is that they also arrange visas. So if you do meet the girl of your dreams and you want to move over there or stay out there long term, they'll do that for you as well. You'd need to talk to them about fees, but it's possible, it can be done. And there are a lot of guys who have been out there, met their now wives who live in the Philippines, and they have long-term visas. Okay, so check out the link. And if you do, any guys who do go over there, let me know how you got on. Okay, right. Okay, let's get back into this stream. Chris, strong baht is worse for exporters and tourists. Okay, that's a good point. Let me just make a quick note of something here. You see, when I'm on my own, I have to do everything. There we go. Not moaning. Right. Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. When you're exporting, yeah. Mike Braithwaite, are the C lists cheaper? I didn't even investigate that. You know, I mean, they looked. I don't want to be disrespectful, but there was only one bar that had a few customers in, and they were actually Thai. You know, they weren't foreigners. There's some nice girls in Hua Hin. The problem with Hua Hin is they've overdone it on the bars now. You know, this is something that happens a lot in Thailand. You know, Thais will see, oh, they're making money, and they just don't know. It's like when they build condominiums and apartments. It's so hard. Foreigners come here and they buy apartments, and they just really struggle to sell them. It's very, very difficult to sell a house or an apartment here, unless it's in somewhere like the heart of Sukhumvit. You know, it's just so hard to sell secondhand property here, and it's similar with the bars. You know, when I first went to Hua Hin, you had two areas. You had Soy 80, which was just one long street, a bit like Soy Cowboy, but a lot tamer. You know, there's no go-go bars. They're regular beer bars. The girls are dressed and stuff, but it's similar to Soy Cowboy. And then you had Bintabat, which was next to the Hilton Hotel, and that was kind of 4 streets in a square of bars. And they were good fun, a bit quiet at the moment. But now they've opened on Soy 94, they've opened a bunch of bars. And then round towards the night market, there's somewhere called Wonderland. The last time I was out, I just went in on the scooter to have a look. It was really quiet. I mean, it was 9 o'clock at night and it was dead. I don't see how they make any money, you know. I mean, unless it's changed now. It was very, very quiet. And I think with Hua Hin, I just think they've just opened too many bars. They can't sustain that customer base. You know, it's just there isn't enough customers. Chris, motel, yep, December to mid-January, the temperature of patio Hua Hin dropped to 27, 28, and humidity drops from 88 in the summer down to about 60%, warm but pleasant. Okay. You know, I've said this many times. They say that Bangkok is the hottest city in the world because a lot of hot cities in the evening they cool down, but Bangkok never does. It always has that humidity. It doesn't have the sunlight, obviously, the strong sunlight, but it does have the humidity. High five, you're looking very healthy. It's good to see you are taking care of yourself and evidently living a healthy lifestyle. Well, thanks for that. I'm not, you know, I am trying to be a bit more healthy, but I haven't turned into a priest. You know, I mean, I still go for a curry now and again. I still eat a burger now and again. The big difference is I don't eat in the evenings. That makes a big difference. Once you had your dinner at 6 o'clock, that is it. Doesn't matter how hungry you get, you don't drink, you don't eat. You know, I have small breakfast. And one thing that really helps, I found that my stomach shrunk. Last week, because I make my own burgers, I made a burger and I thought, oh, that was nice. So last week I thought I'll make 2 today. And I ate the first one. I took a bite of the second one. I was full. I mean, I hate throwing food away, but I had to dump it. I just couldn't eat it. Andrew, this is Martin, is it? Apparently, he is in the UK and going back out to Asia somewhere in a few weeks. Okay. I really don't know who the guy is. Okay. Good evening to Dick Snormus, pumping it through. Hobson's Choice. Tough week when you like walking a lot. Sometimes loneliness can affect you. Do you know, that's the one thing I used to really enjoy in England. You know, when you get over kind of 50, well, 62 when I left England, 61 rather, you know, it's all very well coming on vacations. But one thing I used to really, really enjoy in England was walking my dog Benji, because I lived in a market town, Kettering in Northamptonshire, and I was on the edge of the town. I had a lovely house and I was on the edge of town. So you know what it's like in England. Once you get to the edge, you're surrounded by farmland and fields. And if it's raining, you can walk around the estate and stuff. And I used to go out for an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, about 8 o'clock at night. You know, it's nice and crisp and cool. Even when it rained, you know, I went out, I used to get all the waterproofs on and everything. And I used to really enjoy that. It was peaceful. You had time to think. You know, in England, we're very, very lucky. The air quality is very good. And, you know, it's just, you know, nice. Like Arthur Daly said in Minder years ago, if you could, shame we can't bottle it. That was the episode where we were selling dodgy cars to the council worker. Right, going right off. Let's put these up for anybody who's just come in. As you know, the bar is pretty strong at the moment. There we go. Put that up there. Okay. Julie Claire, let's have a look what you've got to say. I will still watch you when you're 72, Peter, for sure. Thank you very much, Julie. That's very kind of you. I hope I make it to 72, you know. What would I talk about when I'm 72? You know, I mean, I suppose it's similar to now, isn't it? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do enjoy YouTube, I must admit. Right, Josh Mitchell. Hello from Italy. How you doing, Josh? How's the weather in Italy? Rather you than me, Paul. Rather you than me. Right, Robert Koch. I know I'm way behind on the comments now, so stick with it, guys. I like to read most of them out. Thank you, Peter. I'm going there with my Thai wife. I'm worried it's near Girly Bar, so just a bit of reassurance and waiting for your next review of the new hotel you were staying at. We love walking. Okay, don't worry about bar girls. I mean, you know, even if you walk past a bunch of bars, if you're with your girlfriend or your wife, they won't say nothing to you. They'll smile maybe at you and your wife, or your girlfriend rather. But they don't, you know, they're not, it's only if you're on your own, you're a male on your own, then that's it. The gloves are off. You know, you're getting pulled into that bar. Archie Productions TV, you should collaborate with Thai Talk with Dan. Don't really know him, to be honest with you. Richard Woolley, last time Last time I was there, I did a bar crawl with a well-known patio firm, and one of the guests was 78. So you're never too old. That's true. I've got a friend who he lives half in England and half in Hua Hin. Well, I say a friend. I met him through YouTube. He was a viewer, a guy called Martin as well, and nice guy. He's got a small apartment there that he keeps on. Chris, you've also said you'll watch me when I'm 75. Okay, thanks. Well, I'm not there yet. Frank Denton, is it? Hi, Peter. Where is the place in Bangkok that expats hang out in October? All over. You know, there's wine bars, there's girly bars, there's nice restaurants. You know, Soy 8 has got a couple of nice restaurants / bar that people hang out in. Everywhere, rooftop bars, you know, a bit pricey rooftop bars, but there's a lot of rooftop bars in. Just have to Google them. There's lots of them here in Bangkok. The W district's quite nice. You know, you can't pin it down because the entertainment here is just so good, so good. Okay, you've had that up long enough now, so let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm just going to do a bit of self-promotion there. Just say hi to Craig. I don't know if he's looking, but I had a one-on-one with Craig in the States, and he was got a lot of answers to the questions he was asking. So, right, Thai Billy Boy, how are you doing? Peter, Rachel Reeves is planning on taxing our private pension lump sums, which at the moment about 25% is tax-free. I'm dreading the October budget. Oh, don't even go there. Don't even go there, Thai Billy Boy. Shane, I wish your ferry from Pattaya to Hua Hin was running. Somebody told me it had started again once a week, but I haven't heard about it since. It's a long drive. I'll tell you what, it's 185 miles a trip I'm doing. I'll be driving on the 17th September, starting off from Beach Road in Pattaya, all the way up through Bangkok on the expressway and back down again, all the way down to Chatham. Should take me about 5 hours with pit stops. Let me get rid of that now. That's enough. Right. Where are we? Miserable Coconut. Probably the first time I've seen your stream live. Made a mistake commenting on your Saturday story video. In the future, I better shut up. No, that's fine. That's fine. We don't take it too personally. So I can't remember your particular comment, but there was a story that went out this week on the stories, the first story. And a lot of people thought it had been made up and it was bullshit. Same thing, I guess, isn't it? But it wasn't. I know the guy, and he had a lot of flack for the story. He's married to a Thai woman who was a freelancer for about 8 years. He met her. He's been with her 14, 15 years now. They're very, very happy. They've got a house in Australia. They come here, and he does his own thing. And he was quite honest what he does when he gets here. But he got a lot of flack from people. You know, people were saying, I'm not going to take sides, but I just will tell you what the story is absolutely true, because I've got his WhatsApp, and as he was going through these ladies and ladyboys and all the rest of it, he was sending me photographs. So, I've got no reason to doubt it. So you might think it was a fictitious story, but it wasn't. Other times people say, oh, the stories are made up through GTP, is it? They're really not. You get Chat GPT and you tell it to make up a story about Thai girl and a foreigner, and it will come up with a kind of story, but it'll be very, very flowery, and you can tell it's just not. There's not enough detail in it for it to look real. Joyous Roma, hey Peter, may the force be with you. Thank you, Joyous Roma. You do that every week, and it is well appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, when you read the stories, you just got to listen to the detail. I mean, okay, one or two. There might be a bored guy out there who thinks I'll make up a story, but would someone really do that? I don't know. I don't really sit there and judge them and try and decide if it's true or it's not true. I get them, and if it seems like a sound story, I just kind of take the naughty bits out and I read them out. Right, I've probably skipped by a few. Okay, I probably skipped through a few comments accidentally there because I showed that last comment. So I'll start off with Chris. Paul Hoskin, ever seen the film The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster? I haven't seen that one. Okay, you're saying, Paul Hoskin, the swim pools I've swam in are Mandarin Cozy, Rembrandt, and Roman Ceylon. Okay, Dogman, the best 6 places to eat in Pattaya is up to you. Yeah. Martin Ryder went out last night to a Vietnamese restaurant in Colchester, 3 bowls of noodles, pancakes and rolls, 3 drinks, £100. I feel I've been robbed. Yeah. Jesse, I don't know what LDK stands for, about the best, but the alligator vendor outside of Central Patio was amazing. They're still there, actually. When I was down there, I see them. They're cooking alligator or crocodile. I don't know what it is, alligator, I guess. And you can have a kind of alligator sandwich or burger or something. Robert Johnson's, you get a good sunshine on the beach in Hua Hin. Okay. Crystal, yeah, one thing I don't like about Hua Hin, I don't think the beach is very good there. You got those massive stones, and a lot of the nice parts of beaches are kind of not belong, but they're run by from the 5-star hotel guests. You can't get on them unless you have a meal or lunch or something. But the beach at Charm is fantastic. It's about 3 miles long, and a lot of the supermodels in Bangkok, they go down and they do photo shoots on Charm Beach, because it looks like Pattaya was 50 years ago or 60 years ago. You know, it's just there's no really high rise along the beach. Not that I can remember. A few hotels, but nothing like Pattaya. Right, we've been going for an hour now, nearly 300 in. If you've just joined us, good evening, live from Bangkok. I'll discuss whatever you want to talk about. Just stick it in the comments, and we can all talk about what's on your mind. Miserable Coconut, probably the first time I've ever seen your stream. No, okay, I've just read that, haven't I? Don't worry about that. Super Roll, Big Pete, the skin is the best part of the cod. I don't like skin on anything. You know, I don't eat KFC because the chicken has a skin on it, right? But I only recently found out, not that I eat McDonald's very often, that, you know, the fried chicken that they do in McDonald's to compete with KFC, it's nearly the same, isn't it? Actually, I think it's better. There's no skin on it. So I actually had that for a treat last week. I was driving back, and it was the only place I could find to eat. Reggie Tricker, there's a place called Fish Corner near the Labu Hotel, Bangkok. I haven't been, but would be good to know what you think about it. It's a long way, though, isn't it? It's right down by the river. Actually, I've heard about that Fish Corner, because I was looking. Funny you should say that, because I was looking on Google Maps. One way I look for hotels, I don't look on Agoda immediately, because the thing is, on Agoda, when you're looking for a hotel, you're not really sure what area it's in, and when you click on their map, it's not always accurate. So what I do when I'm looking for a hotel in a certain area, I'll go on to Google Maps, for instance, and I'll get an area like a street, and I'll put something like hotel near Macro Hua Hin, and then it comes up with all the red pins and the prices. And if something looks like it's in the right destination, the right price, then I'll go and have a look at the pictures and what have you. And it's funny you saying that about that place called Fish Corner, because I did the other day. I put in English fish and chip shop near me, and that came up. It was a bit of a way. Okay, Mike Braithwaite, thank you. Let's try and get someone up. We haven't had anything. Okay. I'm not putting that up either, Paul. Eric, is it Erico the cabbie? Filipinos speak better English than many Westerners. I don't know about that. Maybe some. That's what, you know, one of the biggest frustrations for guys here when they come here is just the language barrier. You know, you can't. It's so difficult when you don't speak the same language. A lot of the bar girls do speak very good English because they've been hanging out with Westerners. But I often get guys say to me, "Oh, you know, I'm coming to Bangkok for a couple of weeks. I'm going to I don't want to go out with a bar girl. I want a nice girl. Where can I find one?" But you won't. You know, if you come here for a couple of weeks, you know, a nice girl here is not going to jump into bed with you. She's not a nice girl, is she? You're better off just having the bar girl for 2 weeks. Kev said, if you learn Thai when you move to Thailand, no need to worry about any commuting problem. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Kev, but it's easier said than done, isn't it? I've learned quite a bit in the last 2 years, a lot more than I had was speaking. And I'm actually surprises me, because I'm actually coming out with sentences now, and I think, blimey, I just did that in Thai. Like I'll come up in the car to a petrol station, and I used to kind of like point to the number and then go, you know, full sort of thing. But I actually, coming back from Patty the other day, I actually went in and I said the whole thing. I told him what fuel I wanted. I told him the actual name of the fuel, and I told him to fill it up, all in Thai. And he just nodded and went like that. And I thought, shit, he understood me, you know. And I just fantastic feeling when you can actually start to properly speak Thai. I don't just mean like Mayao and Lek and, you know, Lon and, you know, simple words like that. When you can string a few words together, it gets quite nice. You know, it's nice being understood. I think the Thais respect you a lot more as well, because you're making the effort to learn their language, aren't you? If everybody comes here expects them to speak English, a lot of them do. But if you make the effort, they're not going to laugh at you. They appreciate that you're, you know, making the effort. Barry, okay. I'd like to know, I've mentioned, I'll tell you again, right? Somebody said, I'd like to know what the best translator for Thai English is. Right, it's part of the Line app. It's very hard to find on Google. I'm going to give you the exact title of it, because what it does, you know, I used to use Translate when I wanted to translate. So what you do, you open up Translate, how much is a bottle of milk? And then you point it at the cashier, and then she can't speak English. She's changed it to Thai, she speaks, and then you read it. So cumbersome, right? This app, if you can actually send someone a text in English and it automatically translates it to Thai. And if they're Thai and they text you back in Thai, it automatically translates it to English. It's great. I've got a few Thai friends now. And if, you know, I'll say I want to meet somebody for lunch. What time do we meet for lunch tomorrow? That's it. I send it in English and then it comes back in Thai, but it translates to English. And it's part of the Line app. But let me tell you exactly what it's called. And you can go off and look for it. A lot of people love this actual app. I've got to find it now. Bear with me because it's worth waiting. Let's see somebody who's got it. Right. It's called. Right. Write this down because this is exactly how you have to do it. And I'll show you the logo because there's a lot of copycat apps. I downloaded about 7 or 8 different apps before I got the right one. Okay. So I'll give you 3 seconds to grab a pen. I'll have a quick slug on this. And then I'll tell you exactly what it is and what to look for. Are we ready, gentlemen and ladies? Okay. So capital T, capital H, hyphen, capital E, capital N, translator. Okay. That's what it looks like, the logo. Make sure that if you're going to download it, make sure that's what you get. Okay. And I'll show you an example. I can't really show you an example really because they're quite private messages, but it works and it's good. Okay, right. Let's. Where are we? Kev says it can be lonely at times living in Royette, but a good wife works wonders. Yeah, if you enjoy being with her, then yeah, it's good, isn't it? If you don't enjoy being with her, then back to Patia. Constar, thinking of going to Thailand in October, single 40-year-old Irishman, any advice? Go. You'll have a really good time. You're considered young. Not really. There's a lot of young guys here now. But what I'll say to you, if you do manage to get to Thailand, Pattaya, Bangkok, wherever, you won't want to go anywhere else once you've been here once. I've never met anybody who's come in. I met one guy once. Once you come here once, you'll get the bug and you won't want to not come back. As far as advice goes, just watch lots and lots of YouTube videos from older guys, not the young guys, because you know, you can get some not great advice. Joshua Freeman, I love your channel. I will be in Pattaya 11 days. Okay, thanks, Josh. Algo Trader, Google Translate did excellent job for me. It is excellent. Oh, there's another feature. I think I mentioned this before, right? If you're on Google Translate, you see that you can't really see it, right? But you see that button there. They've got a button, it's called conversation. You can put that on a table. Okay, watch this, look. Okay, there's a cog going round and round now. Now watch what happens. As I'm speaking, it's going to... I'm going to turn it off because it'll keep speaking. So what you do is you put it on the table between you and the Thai person, and it doesn't turn off. It's not like you know when you do a translate, you say the message and it stops. It just keeps going. So you put it in English, you say, what do you want to do today? And it'll keep going. It'll come out in Thai and she can pause. She hits the Thai button. She says, I want to go for a ride on the river. And it'll come out in English. And then I hit it and I'll say, that sounds great fun. Let's go. It's great. It's really good now what they've got. It's conversation within Google Translate. Old Fogey. I've never had health insurance out here, Old Fogey. I made a video about it, actually. I did 2 years of research. I finally found a company. They are good payers. They do pay out, but the problem is it's so hard to get insured for them. They didn't turn me down, but they basically said they wouldn't insure me for any pre-existing conditions. And I'm on blood pressure medicine. The doctor says he's going to take it off me because I've lost the weight now. But if they're not going to insure me for a heart attack or a stroke or, you know, the most likely things, then there's no point. So I've put $1 million baht away in the bank. I know it's not a lot, but it's something. You know, hopefully if I get really bad, I can get on the plane and go back and use the NHS. If it's not like, the other thing that happened a few weeks ago. But no, I don't have any. I actually, when Ed had that problem with his cancer, it actually scared me, and I tried again to get insurance, and they all offered it, but they want lots of money, but they won't insure me for pre-existing. That's no good to me. One of the reasons I've decided to get fit as well, one of the main reasons is, have to have less chance of having a heart attack or a stroke. It's not a guarantee, is it? But my blood sugars have come down by a third since I've lost 12 kilos. And, my heart rate is normal now. I've got a machine I test every other day. Well, that's an exaggeration, once a week. And last time I checked, I think it was 123/80, something like that. So really good. I see guys in Patty. I've said this before. I see guys in Patty, and they see, some of them, not all of them, they seem to have let themselves go. Really big guys. They kind of waddle when they walk. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just making a statement. Health. When we're old, it's all about keeping healthy, isn't it? And I see these massive guys who can hardly walk. They've got legs like tree trunks, and they're eating whatever they want. They're eating roasts every day, big English fry at breakfasts. Fish and chips at night and stuff. And I look and I think, how long are you going to last, mate? Life decisions, isn't it? We all got to make our own decisions. Okay. Right. Mohammed Hassan too. How you doing? I'm very well, thank you, Mohammed. Lester Paul, not been on live for a while. Is Marley still around? Still doing the double act? She's around, and I do text her occasionally. She texts me, but the problem is she's very, very busy. She does a lot of promotion for companies, and I don't always have time to do videos with her because I do a lot of my own stuff. I like doing the hotel reviews. I go and, I'm not a guy, I don't go to a hotel and I pretend I want to make a video because my friend's coming over. A lot of guys do that. I actually stay in the hotel and I do a proper review. I like doing them. So I do intend to do more videos with Marley, but, probably not for a month or so, because I've got quite a few lined up with Thai Ligo and going to Chatham and Pattaya and some other bits and pieces to do. I've just done a couple of videos with Mark from One Stop Visa. She's okay. I haven't disowned her or anything, but she's busy and I am as well. Okay. See, Mohammed, you say, I adore Thailand. My Thai girlfriend, me, Ung's country. Yeah. I think all of us in this stream appreciate Thailand. Abraham D. Hum, is it? Thank you, Peter. Have a good day. Thank you. I haven't seen any jet skis, Paul, in Chatham. It's not that sort of place. It's just a real quiet kind of beach. Umbrellas, you can sit in deck chairs and stuff. But I haven't seen any water sports, jet skis, that sort of thing. Roasted garlic, the skin is the best part of the fried chicken. And believe it or not, the skin is actually the most fattening part, more than the oil, actually. The skin is the most fattening part of the chicken. Peeling Farmer, hello. Dog, hi, Peter. In New Year's Eve, better in Bangkok or Pattaya? I think if you're on your own, to be fair, I think Pattaya, because it's more of a party town. There's a lot of guys on their own there who want to get together, and it's, Bangkok's a big place. Venues have parties and stuff, but there's a bit mixed bag here, isn't it? I think you're better off in Pattaya, to be honest with you. Okay, a lot of people defending the skin there. Christopher Tate, hi Peter. I have given up drinking and I'm engaging with AA and rehab. Okay, well done to you. I gave up for about 14 months once. I found it very boring not drinking. I actually enjoy a drink. I really do. I don't touch it in the daytime, but I do have a drink most nights. When I do the member stream, I'll crack open a beer. I don't have one now because I don't want to get sloshed. I don't have a lot now. I have a couple of beers and I have a couple of shots of a nice whiskey. And I used to think I might do myself any damage doing this every day, but I don't think so. And I enjoy a drink. At the end of the day, when all's done and dusted, go and watch a bit of TV and have a couple of shots of nice whiskey, a couple of cans of beer. Yeah, why not? But good luck to you. I mean, if you're having to go to AA and rehab, then obviously it's become a problem and you've had the sense to do something about it. Lester Paul, just back from a 4-week trip to Kanchanaburi and Chiang Mai. Awesome. Hua Hin good and Bangkok great as well. It's good to see guys get out and about. I know lots of guys who fly over from the UK or Australia or US. They come out the airport of Suvarnabhumi on the bus straight down to Pattaya, 2-3 weeks in Pattaya, partying every day. I'm trying to think of the right words. Get back on the bus, back up to Suwannee and back home, and they never see Bangkok. You know, you got to get out there. There's a lot of good things to see. I mean, Kanchanaburi, it's fantastic. You know, the museums, the graveyards, the bridge on the River Kwai, absolutely fascinating. You know, I love it down there. I'm planning to visit. Mike Braithwaite says I'm planning to visit the Philippines next trip to Asia. Okay, well, there's a link there to the Filipino Thai dating site. No, so what is it called? The Christian Filipino dating. Right, Moto. Hi, Pete. Thoughts on Koh Chang and Koh? Yeah, all the islands are pretty good. The only one I'm not a big fan of really is Koh Larn off Pattaya, but all the rest, yeah, beautiful. Super Bro, do you have to be a Christian to use Christian Filipinos? No, not at all. It's just, you know, they are a religious country, aren't they? Filipinos are very religious Christians, and I don't know why they come up with that name. I didn't ask, but no, I shouldn't think so. Mohammed again. Next year, me and Mel are going away to Beirut, Lebanon on our anniversary. I wonder what she'll think of that. That's a bit different to Thailand, isn't it? Beirut. Brian Street, what's the hottest meal you've had that made you sweat? Actually, Brian, that's a good question, because you know I always recommend the Al Hussein Indian / Bangladesh restaurant on Soy 3/1. Lately, I've been going to one near Nana Station called the New Bukhara. Now, the problem, if you're a Western guy and you go into an Indian restaurant and you say, make it really spicy, they don't, because they're scared it'll be too spicy and you'll complain and you won't want to pay your bill. They're great in there. I said, have you got a madras? Because normally the madras is quite hot and I don't like the vindaloo that's on the bone. And they said, no. I said, what have you got? This is the first time. I said, chicken curry. And I said, what chicken curry? There's lots of chicken curries. And he says, you tell us what you want and we'll make it. And I says, all right. I said, make it with they're really good. I said, I only want breast meat. I said, make it really spicy. Okay. Really spicy, with some pillow rice. It came out. Okay. You can tell by the color. And I ate it. I mean, my lips were stinging. I was crying. I must have been as red as a beetroot. I was sloshing the water down, which doesn't help, but it was fantastic. I'm addicted to it now. So that if I want a curry, I still think that Al Hussein's okay, good value for money and everything. But that place I go now, they listen to your instructions. The other place, they don't always, you know, you ask for it one way and it comes out a different way, you know. But that in answer to your question, Brian, that the curry. Funny enough, not Thai food, Indian food, really good. Jonathan C. Hello, Peter. Great contact, mate. I'm 62, never been to Thailand. Where do you recommend to visit for the first time? Bangkok. Do a few sites in Bangkok. I don't know what you're into. If you're into like having nights out, drinking, girls, and all that thing, obviously Pattaya. But you start off in Bangkok and take it from there. Do a few sites, you know, the Grand Palace. Take a boat down the river, buffet in the evening on the river. Great fun. Paul Hoskin, you asked for petrol and got diesel. No, I asked for petrol, which is benzene, and I got benzene. So I'll tell you what I said. So I wanted fuel, petrol 95, and I said fill it up. So I went in and I said Galsip Ha, benzene, Namdang, which is full. And I probably said it really terrible. If there's any fluent Thai speakers, they probably thought, good God, what was that? But the guy just nodded and filled the tank up. So, you know, we're getting there. Welsh 32, they all understood when you say money, laugh out loud. Right, I know, Kev, as you get older, it gets more difficult to learn a foreign language. It does. Somebody's been teaching me a little bit. I haven't been having official classes, but somebody I hang out with sometimes tries to teach me a few words. And I said, look, don't waste your time. They were saying things like, that's called a canopy of a building. I said, look, I don't want to know that. I said, I want to know how to say crash helmet, which I now know is called mononoke. Okay. I want to know how to say turn on the fan, which I now know is called pat lom. Okay. I want to know the everyday things, you know. I already know food and numbers and bargaining. I can do all that. But I want to know everyday items. And that's what they do now. And I'm picking up so much now. And once you get enough words and you start stringing them together, it's amazing how fast it comes. And I said to my friend Simon the other day, because he speaks very good Thai, I says, you know what, Simon, I'm really picking up the Thai now. I says, but it must sound so awful, my pronunciation. And he said, don't worry about it. When I started, he said, that's how I started. And he says, you just improve as you go along. So I think, you know, if you give it a go, try at least. If you're only coming out here on a holiday vacation, it's not worth it, is it? But, you know, if you live here, you've definitely got to try. Martin Ryder, planning biking the Ho Chi Minh Trail in March. If the wife lets me, we might do a sneaky Air Asia to Bangkok for a few days. I'd like to do that, actually. I've never been to Vietnam. I'm really interested in history. I'd love to go around a few of the museums. When I was in Cambodia, I went to the killing fields and the school that they set up as a prison. Bloody awful. But I'm interested in stuff like that. Hence why I enjoyed the Bridge on the River Kwai as well. Andy, how do I pronounce your name, mate? Is it Andy Wong? It's been a while since I've been able to watch you live from memory. You don't drink during the day. Absolutely. Have you had the temptation to have one sometimes? No, not really. I just don't like drinking in the day. It's not like, 2 in the afternoon, I want a beer, but I better not because I'll become an alcoholic. It's not like that. I just don't feel like one. Occasionally, if I'm cooking and it's really hot and I've got the patio door, I'm only wearing my shorts, and I'm chopping up vegetables and it's a real hot day out there, but I've got to have the patio open because let the smells out, close the bedroom door, obviously, so it don't come here. Occasionally, I'll be sweating and chopping up vegetables and the cooker's going and the smoke's going and everything. Occasionally, I'll knock back a small can of Chang, a small one, maybe a second one, but that's it. And that'll be about 6 o'clock. Then I'll have dinner and I won't touch it again until, say, maybe 10 o'clock at night. I'm just not a daytime drinker. I never have been. I just don't like it. How do I say that now? I'll get this wrong for sure. Fijai Desi. Slaughtered that, didn't I? Finally coming back to Thailand after COVID in October. Okay, right. Anton's in doing the generous bit again. Right, Anton's gifted 10 memberships. Okay, so very, very generous. Anton does this quite often. So 10 of you out there will now be a member and you can join us in the live stream. He doesn't name who's going to be the member. He just says gift 10 members and it goes out in the stream. You've got to opt in to be able to be gifted memberships, right? The 3 dots on your where the comments are somewhere there, you just click on there and it says opt in for gifted memberships. And if Anton does it in the future, you might get one. So if you've now gone green, if your name's gone green, that means you're now a member for a month, and you've got Anton to thank about that for that, right? Thank you, Anton. Very generous as always. And if you do come into the member stream, we've got the Ladyboy competition once again. We've got the Manga Minute a bit later on. We've got some awful jokes of the week, and we've got some local news stories that I talk about as well, and a few personal things that I don't like to talk about outside of a small group. Okay, so thanks again, Anton. Very, very, very jealous. Very generous of you. Right. Right. Let's try and talk to someone, get a comment from someone we haven't said hello to yet. Okay, Thomas, right. Good morning, Peter from Niagara Falls, Canada. Great show as usual. Thank you, Thomas. Never been to Niagara Falls. Love to go there one day. I don't think I'll ever get there now, though, to be honest. Chris Stone says, for spicy Indian curries, next time have lassi, sweetened yogurt drink. Yeah, I've heard that before. Instead of water, much more effective, cool you down. Plus milk as well. It's not as good as lassi, but yeah, water doesn't. When you've got the water in your mouth, swashing it about, it helps a little bit. As soon as you swallow it, forget it. Speedy Panda, I'm late again. Terry Monroe, big up, Anton. Okay, so you remember now for a month. Don't forget, it's only for a month, guys. If you want to continue each month, you do have to renew it. There's no contract or anything. You can come out of it when you want. Okay. Baron Badger, there's a name and a half. Where's mine? Have you opted in? Paul Evans. When I lived in Phuket, a Thai person told me I had a Phuket accent. When I tried speaking to her in Thai, I took that as a compliment. Fair enough. Boomer Guna. Okay. A lot of people saying thanks to Anton now. I actually met Anton when he was here. We had a lunch in the Sportsman on Soy 13. Sat with him for a couple of hours, actually. Quite an interesting guy. Daniel Rubini, okay. Darcy, I haven't seen you for a while, Darcy. How are you doing? Hi, Peter. Hi, all. Nice picture there. I doubt that's you, though, right? Deep, thank you, Anton. Peter, see you in the members stream. Yeah, that'll be in a half an hour's time at about 10. I take a break at 9:30. I'll be back at 9:45 with the member stream. Right, Anton, you say, I think you can click on the green gift thing with my face if you have not opened it up to opt in. Okay. Andrew Bryan, thanks. Hit the like button. Okay, right. Okay, let's for what 15 minutes to go. Let's talk about 1 or 2 things that are going on at the moment. Okay, so I'll put a picture up and I'll read the odd story for you. Okay, so let me put this one up first. and then let me find the story. Okay. Now I'm going to use the word aerobics. You know what I mean by aerobics, right? Right. Patong leaders back legislation aerobics work for safety and health. Patong's key figures unanimously support the legalization of aerobics work. Sounds funny when I say aerobics, but have to do that. Are certain that it will enhance safety and health protection for aerobics workers and their clients. Thailand is known for its aerobics industry, yet maintains a hypocritical stance towards it. Areas like Patong in Bangkok, Pattaya, and Patong are widely recognized as such activities, yet government officials and police turn a blind eye. Some nice eye candy there. Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Because it's actually illegal in Thailand, but they're gonna, leave it up there. I've got a few stories here for later on. Let me see if I can find a. This is quite a funny one. I'll do this one now, and I'll go back to the comments. Okay, let me get this one. I don't know. How many times I've said when you come to Thailand, bloody behave yourself. What's going on here? Look. Foreign man caught standing naked in a broccoli shop. You know what I mean by broccoli shop, right? In Phuket. A picture of a naked foreign man proudly showing off the family jewels inside a broccoli shop in the Patong neighborhood of Phuket went viral on Thai social media. The reason for his nakedness is still under investigation. The Phuket Times shared the picture of the naked foreigner August 21 with a caption that read, "Free visa, drunk foreign man in Patong stripped naked and proudly showed off his private parts." The news page reported that the incident occurred at a broccoli shop in Patong area of Phuket on Tuesday, August the 20th. The nationality of the foreign man was not disclosed. In the picture, the naked foreigner was seen standing with his arms extended towards a large window of a blue broccoli shop. Some broccoli plants were outside the store. There were no other circumstances. There were no other customers in the area. I mean, what the hell is going through the guy's mind? That he's standing absolutely butt naked at the window there. I've had to put the little green square over there so it doesn't get censored. But I don't know what goes on with some guys. I mean, a couple of months ago, do you remember I was reading about that? Was he Norwegian or Swiss or something? The guy didn't agree with the airport driver, and he climbed over into the front street and started laying into the driver, tried to pull him out the window. Crazy. Right, I've got a few more stories that I'll keep for later on. Okay, sometimes in the member stream, it's the chat is a bit slower than the regular stream, and the stories just help me fill it in a bit. Right. Okay, let's get some of these newer ones now. Okay, yeah, thank you, Andy. Tony Alexander, Domicia DM watching in the watching in the UK, great work here. Thank you, Tommy. Tony, is it Tony? Tony, I think. Yeah, not Tommy. There are two N's there, aren't there? Not an M. Right, Robert Keller. Ever meet a Jimmy Jackson in East London? What's a Jimmy Jackson? I know what a Johnny Bravo is. A Johnny Bravo carries invisible carpets under his arm. I'm hard. Look at me. I'm not moving out the way. I don't know what a Jimmy Jackson is, though. Please explain. Dog, aerobics industry, aerobics workers. The thing is, you can get away with it on TikTok. I have a TikTok channel, but I just put the shorts that I upload onto, when we have shorts on YouTube, I just double them up on TikTok. So there's nothing new there. But I do videos. I've got a Facebook page, Thailand Bound. No surprises there. But I tend to put little videos that I don't put on here. So like I did one from the gym today. I did one like with my dinner. I'd cooked some nice beef wraps. So I tend to do Facebook stuff. I put out at least 1 or 2 videos a day on Facebook. So that I don't know why I'm telling you that. Actually, it's just different stuff, isn't it? But I know what I was going to say, because I know Facebook and TikTok, they don't seem to be as strict. They don't seem to be as strict as YouTube. There's 2 words that I had to change there: broccoli and aerobics. Because if you use the real words, they just demonetize a video or take it down. Robert Kelly. Do you know what? That's one of the oldest go-go bars in Pattaya and one of the best. When I used to go to go-go bars every night, I'd lived in Bangkok, and I used to have a good friend here called Sam, and I used to drive. That's before sat-nav. He'd have the paper map out on his knees, and I'd be driving. He was like, "Look out for the 303," and we'd have to pull in and double check. And that was before the days when they had the real nice highway, But Happy at Go-Go, that was always my favorite one. That's the one. It was opposite. I think it's still open. opposite what was, I don't know if it's still there, the Marina Disco. There used to be a ladyboy bar down the bottom, then you go up an escalator, and that was a Marina Disco in there. And then opposite that was an alleyway, and right at the end of the alleyway was the Marina Disco. Great place, beautiful girls in there. But the problem was, to get there, you had to walk a gauntlet of beer bar girls. So you had about 10 beer bars on each side of the street, really narrow. It was an alleyway it was an alleyway. And you walk down and they'd literally be pulling at your shirt. They'd stand in the way so you couldn't get by. So just getting into Happier Girl was something else, but really good place for a night out. Paul, I've quit a very well-paid job in the UK. I'm heading out to Southeast Asia to start a new life on my own. I fly to Bangkok in September, and although anxious, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, good. Well done, Paul. You know, I know a lot of people who are in England, they hate being there, but they can't do anything about it. You know, they've got commitments, they've got family. Maybe they don't have enough money. I did it. I took the choice. You know, my wife wanted to split up with me. The night before I came to Bangkok, I was in an airport hotel at 62 by myself, thinking, you know, I'm old now. I'm 62. My wife's kind of basically doesn't want anything to do with me. I haven't lost the kids, but you know how you think. What's going to happen to me? I flew over to Bangkok on business class. I took this apartment because it's not too far from the action. I thought if I get depressed and lonely, at least I can go out and have a beer. And do you know what? It was the best thing I ever done. Best thing I ever done was move to Thailand. There's so much of quality of life here, but you've got to watch your spending when you're here, because people say it's cheap. It can be cheap, like transportation is cheap. You can eat pad thai for 50 baht on the street. You can rent an apartment out of Bangkok for 6,000-7,000 a month, even lower. You know, small apartment, but you can do it. But the problem with Thailand, if you can call it a problem, is there's a lot more to spend your money on, like the girls and the ladies' drinks and the fun and the clubs and the rooftop bars, and the list goes on. So, you know, you've got to keep a tight rein on your spending. It's easier for me because I'm getting on a bit now, so I'm slowing down. My weakness is I like to drive to nice locations, have nice seafood, and, you know, sit on the beach and have the rays come down. And I'm not really into nightlife anymore. So, but, you know, congratulations. I hope it works out for you. And, you know, if you need any advice, just drop me an email. As long as it's not War and Peace, I'll try and help you out. Speedy Panda, the reason, he was high as a kite. Okay. Daniel Rubini, well, he was, okay, I don't know who you're talking about now. Okay, it's DNA Sans said, good on you, Paul. Okay, Hobson's Choice. Good luck. I did in March 23rd, no regret. Yeah, most of the guys who have moved out here, you know, they all say the same thing. It was the best decision they ever made. But you've got to make sure your finances are in place. You know, if you're on a very low budget, you've got to make sure you live very what's the word I'm looking for? Frugal. You need to be frugal. Okay, you're still in a beautiful country with beautiful weather, you know, and you can do a lot of things here, even on a frugal budget. Anton, I've tried standing in the middle of a grocery store fully clothed, but no one notices. Yeah, you and me both. I was in Big C the other day. Fatima Nasir. Now that's a female name. I know from my days in the Middle East. Fatima. That's a very religious name, actually. Only broccoli, no TikTok. Okay. Okay, I nearly said the word there. I don't want to say it. I'll put that up on screen, but I don't want to accidentally say the word. Speedy Panda, Anton Caradon, I greeted you, but you did not answer. Well, he probably didn't. He wouldn't. I know Anton. He wouldn't have ignored you. He probably didn't see the message or whatever. Uncle Craig Ban Knock, is it? Not Knock. I can't pronounce the word. I'll put it up on screen. Hello, Peter, mate. Like the background shot. Yeah, it's. I'm actually not far from here. You know, when I first got here, I felt really guilty about doing live streams in my apartment because, you know, I'm in the center of Bangkok and I thought I've got to get out there. And the first couple of live streams I did from Bangkok, I walked down to Soy Cowboy. I walked up Sukhumvit. I had a lady boys tell me to F off. Literally, they said, F off. One of them anyway, horrible thing. I went down Soy 4, walked around Soy 6. I had a beer on Soy 8. But you know what? I've never mastered nighttime filming. That's one thing I've never got my head around. I've said it many, many times. And the live stream it cut out and the quality wasn't there. And, you know, I'm sweating for 3 hours. You know, I do these live streams and it just wasn't there. And I decided to do them in my apartment because at least the picture quality is good. I've got aircon, so I'm comfortable. You can see I'm not sweating. I can think a lot better. And I set up a nice green screen. For years, I had a green halo around me because I didn't get the lighting quite right. I've now bought a load of new lighting from Lazada. And I think I've pretty much cracked it now. if you look at the background, it's all evening. There's no patches. There's no bits that are not lit properly, and even there's a nice crisp thing around it. And I've even managed to stop my glasses reflecting to the point where people were complaining. A little trick there that I've done. So all in all, it only took me 5 years. You know, a 20-year-old would have done it in about 20 minutes, but there you go. Robert, sorry, Peter. Jimmy was a bloke who's passed on. Used to go to dog track in East London, drank gin and tonic. Okay, I'd never heard of him. That's why I asked. But thank you for the explanation. Right, guys, 3 minutes, and I've got to take a break. Get everything ready for the member stream. Right, Speedy Panda, man, that was a great movie. Speedy Panda, a shout out for a proper shout out. Laugh out loud. Uncle Craig, those rooftop bars are on ATM for sure. They're expensive. I took somebody out for a birthday dinner in a fairly nice restaurant. It cost me 1,600 baht, and then we went up to the rooftop at the Hyatt, 3 cocktails with the plus whatever they put on it with 1,900 baht. Ouch. Right, FC, why do you say a lot of videos that you're not wealthy, but you have 30,000 sitting in an account, earning no interest, own property in UK? Well, you know what? People like you put a smile on my face. You really do. I mean, you're assuming, right? I don't have to explain my financial situation to anybody just because I've got a YouTube channel, okay? What you've written there isn't actually true. But I'm not going to respond with what is true because none of your business, quite frankly, okay? And if you're not very satisfied with that answer, fine. I can see you remember. You're probably unsubscribed now. That's fine by me. Jim Leck, I missed the F1 for the season. Paul Hoskins, okay, I'm not going to read that out, Paul. Chris Stone, FC, that isn't wealthy. Right, let me just make sure, because sometimes I read these wrong and I get people upset and they haven't meant anything. Why do you say in a lot of your videos that you're not wealthy, which I'm not, but you have 30,000 sitting in an account? No, I've got 1 million baht for emergency for health. Okay, I can't spend it. All right, it's only for spending, in case I get sick. Okay, it's an insurance policy. Sitting in an account, earning no interest. It earns interest. Own property in the UK. They're owned by the bank. They're on mortgage. They're buy-to-lets. I will benefit from them one day, but I don't own them. They're owned by the banks. Transfer large sums when the rate is good. Can anybody blame me for transferring rates when they're good? Do you wait until the baht is at its highest and you get a really bad rate and then you transfer money out? Is that what you do? I don't know anybody else who does that. Seems disingenuous. Okay, well then you've made up your own mind, so there's nothing more I can say, is there? Right, let's get down to some people who aren't knocking me now. Dog, Peter, what are the best ways to find a normal vacation girlfriend, not an aerobic worker in Thailand? Dating sites, Tinder, Badoo, Thai Friendly, that sort of thing. If you're only here for a couple of weeks, it's very, very difficult because you've got to go through the whole dating process. Robert Kelly, enjoyed your long live program from Pattaya last week. Thanks. It was actually from, yeah, it was in Pattaya a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Bottle Baby, how you doing? Joined late, but is the rerun for later. Been a while, Bottle Baby. Good to see you. And Scuba Steve, Peter, you are, okay, that's it. Last one. All right, guys, look, thanks a lot for, I got a bit defensive with that last comment, but I don't like people having a go at me because, you know, that's just, I don't think anybody does. You know, why do I bring money up when the money over when the rate's good? I mean, who brings money over when the rate's bad? I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Right. If you're a member, I'll see you in the member stream in about 15 minutes. I just got to take a leak and fill my water up, get a beer and what have you. And, to the moderators who are in tonight, thanks very much for keeping everybody in line. Thank you to the very generous super chats as well. You guys for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I've enjoyed it. And I'll see you in about 15 minutes. If you're not a member, I'll see you in about 2 weeks' time. Okay, thanks, guys. And I'll catch up with you real soon.